IDS 302, bonus video. That's right, bonus video. If I decide to give you points for this, which I will decide while I'm doing it, I will add the points to your module 3 video that we just did, right? So let's say this is a 5-pointer, but it should be worth much more than that for your papers, okay? So let's take a look. Some of the things I wanted to go over here that I hadn't got the chance to do so in a good fashion earlier. I want to talk about the steps, the papers, research, writing as a scholar academically. Don't consider yourself, don't describe, don't come up short on this, because you're on the inside now, okay? You're not, on the outside looking through the window of academia, and you're on the outside. You're inside now. You get to enjoy that. And when you graduate, you'll hear Dr. Crow say that, you are now, part of the academia with all its, rights and responsibilities and your obligations to academia, but also the benefits of it. So don't sell yourself short. That's what I was trying to say when I was flubbering. Um, but there are responsibilities then. So let's talk about sources. Yes, I like to see you use sources in your papers. It's always good, no matter what class you're in, to use a source. What that does is it backs up what you're saying, what you're stating. You need to back it up. When it comes to a research paper in a 300 level class, you got to back it up if you make a claim. So how do you do that? Well, you don't just use the dictionary. You don't use Wikipedia, Investopedia, USA Today. You don't use those things. You don't use anything with a blog in the link, okay, or in the title. Nothing, okay? You don't use anything with advertising on the page. That's bias. Advertising means revenue dollars. Revenue dollars means bias. You're trying to write as an academic. I know that sounds challenging and something that you might be like, oh, why did I take this class? Why? Because you're going to be that much better as a student, as an academic, than you were when you came in, and you'll be proud of that. So, sources. Scholarly sources are those sources which have been peer reviewed, basically peer reviewed. Okay, so if you have a journal, academic journal, I'm looking in my trash because I got a copy of one earlier in the week. No, it's not here. Ugh, banana peels. Okay, I'll show you. I'm going to get the journal here. Here we go. All right, let's get a couple of these books here. Now, when you're talking about, here is the issues in interdisciplinary studies. This is our academic journal. It's printed by Texas Tech University Press. And inside you'll find that there is no advertising. All the articles have been submitted to the Association of Interdisciplinary Studies. They go through a peer review of other interdisciplinarians, and they get approved or denied for publication. This is how researchers and academics get published, okay? There are just hundreds of academic journals, okay? They are published by different publishing houses. This one's Texas Tech, there's Sage Publishing, there's Harvard Press, there's University of such and such press, there's all kinds of press. Those are not journals, those are publishers, right? Those are publishers, okay? Inside these journals, and each discipline you're going to use has a journal or 200 or 300, okay? Whether it's psychology, business, marketing, sales, anything. There are academic journals with articles. These individual articles can be cited to back up what you're saying in your paper, okay? And this is important because it adds credibility. It's not somebody's blog. It's not Investopedia, okay? It is a scholarly publication. Same with a textbook. Here's a textbook, leadership, right? And it's got all kinds of things in there. This is an acceptable textbook. So if you have any textbooks, but here's another trick to the trade. If you go to the back of your textbook too, you're going to find places where I mean, look at this. This is like a million sources, okay, from each chapter here that is called references. All right. It's phenomenal. Each of your textbooks has these things. Look for those kind of sources. Here's another way to find them. You go to the ASU library. On your My ASU page, at the top, you'll find these bubbles, and one says ASU library. You open that up, okay? From there, you get to the library page someday soon. You can do the one search. All right, let's just do the keywords. I want to type in Black Lives Matter and click on search. Okay, so this is not, looking at the New York Times Black Lives Matter or the Daily Caller or any crap like that, excuse my French. So now I've got this list of 1.5 million entries. On the right side, you'll see expand my results, and I click on that. And I'm sorry, it should be filter my results. Well, filter my results comes up, and I will check full text online and peer-reviewed journals. Now I've got it made because I know everything that comes up is a peer-reviewed journal, and it's all available online without a paywall. If you're going to Google, if you're going somewhere into the wild like that, be prepared to run into paywalls and things where you're not going to get somewhere, you can get some garbage sources. So now I've cut that down by a third. I'm going to expand my results off and see what happens. I'm just curious. Okay, so I still got peer. Okay, so I end up, with STEMA, 403,000 mentions of Black Lives Matter. But these are all peer-reviewed. They're from journals, or they could be, we could check, excuse me, yawning. We could check other things to narrow it down further. But here's how you find good sources. Here's how you find excellent sources. Here's how you find those sources that I'm going to show you. This demonstrates academic rigor. If you start citing Arizona State University or University of Minnesota or some other university, just generally, it just doesn't do it. You're not stepping up your game, which what you need to do at this point. Step up your game. You're on the inside, you can do it, okay? If you take the lazy way out again and try to do these papers all in one day on the last day they're due, you're going to run into trouble, of course. These papers are worth a grade level each. I discussed that. It's not the worst thing in the world, okay? If you really wanted to have a course to breeze through without doing anything, I'm sorry, but this one isn't it. And, and there's nothing I can do about that except say that I'm going to demand a certain level of academic rigor, and I know you can bring it. I just know it because I've seen some great work already. As I sent this morning on the announcement, please just, if you didn't get the grade you wanted to score in the first paper, I left the door open for you. I explained to you what it would take to redo and resubmit it, and I won't mark it late. I'll just score it correctly. I want to nip any bad habits in the bud, whether it's your citations or whether it's double line spacing or the sources, okay? Now, I want to touch on something else, hyperbole, over-promising, okay? Nothing in this class that we're doing can get a better grade by trying to be more impressive. Like I hinted to before, you're not going to type, and with the significance of this study is it cures cancer. Well, of course you're not going to do that. But that's hyperbole, but I'm exaggerating what I see sometimes about the importance of this paper globally and stuff. No, nobody's going to see it but me. Let's just be real here. It's okay. That's okay. There's no shame in that. Let's just take it down a few notches. It's okay. You don't need to overpromise because you'll always underdeliver. All right? The purpose of your study is go back to the research question. What are some of the opinions, perceptions, and experiences regarding blank revealed in a survey of random adults? So what's your topic isn't that blank, then the purpose of your study is to gather some of the opinions, perceptions, and experiences regarding blank through a survey of random adults, quantitative survey. And through, and by the way, some of the opinions is always the way. If you leave some out, it sounds like you're trying to find them all, and you're not going to get them all. So you say some of them, right? Just like your question. That's why it was so precise. Research can be so literal here. We want to really want to stay disciplined, okay? So the purpose of your study then is to, gather, um, procure, glean some of the opinions, perceptions, and experiences regarding your topic, right, in a survey of random adults. That's the purpose. It will be those opinions, perception, experiences will be done in a quantitative survey. They will be compiled, assessed, correlated, compared, contrasted, and interpreted. The significance of the study is not to impress, the world of whatever. It's not to finally settle the Second Amendment debate. No, come on, don't overpromise. Nobody has it. I'm just saying that's an example of what you might be leaning into, and instead keeping it real and saying the significance is that in a short period, in a very limited study by a novice researcher, we can at least present some small amount of data that while added to the majority of data in this field, can hope to enlighten a little bit more. Okay, remember, it's not for your self-enhancement, self-enrichment. So I know that's tough, but this is why there's samples there too. So I actually want to say there's people that turned theirs in that I thought their purpose and significance was excellent. You hit it on the mark. Okay, it's good stuff. So I want you to be sure that you stay realistic, stay humble. It's okay. No one can get a better grade by some supposed importance and big weight of their study. Okay. So don't overthink it. Okay. These are 5 steps. This is the first step. Was just to, whatever it said, identify this complex problem. Just describe it generally, right? Then the step 2 is coming. We're going to do something else. For each of these steps, and you'll see step 3 is the only thing is sources, but look for good sources. Look for sources, the library. Don't just Google this stuff. That's what you do when you're just researching a trip. Oh, I'm going to Google through Airbnb. Whatever, of course you are. Who cares? I'm going to Google the airfares. Okay, but you're in academia now. To research, you need sources that are peer-reviewed, that are primary sources. At worst, secondary sources, which means someone else is relating the research as opposed to primary, which is the direct research. So I think that that's something that's important, and I want you to get on that, okay? I think that's it. I got a meeting in 12 minutes. Who knew that was coming? So I hope this helps. I again encourage anyone to email me to set up a call. Okay, I've got callers standing by right now. It's like, hey, Professor Fair, a long-time listener, first-time caller. Okay, let's get out of it. All right, any questions? I hope that helps clear it up, that we can step up our game, and we'll be fine. So questions, comments, concerns, just email me. Don't sit and stress. Don't spin your wheels, okay? All right, here's the deal. Send me an Easter egg that says, I will step up my game. I will step up my game. And again, that's colloquialism. We're not playing a game here, but I will step up my game. You send me that, I'll add 5 points on your Module 3 video score, okay? Get her done. Wait, peace. Forks up, peace.